Welcome to my special victory bath, triumph bath, success bath, BATH for hygiene. Yours truly, Adrian H. Dragonborn, being reborn, Adrian Hanna Dragon, officially as of Thursday, September 29th, 2022, according to some 3 days ago. 2 days ago, this is Saturday, Dancing Goddess and Dragon Sabbath. Began at midnight last night, and yours truly, independent artist, independent athlete, the people's athlete, the people's athlete, the people's athlete, activist, geopolitical analyst, and theorist, philosopher, world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet, who's got some brain and some muscle, who's not perfect, although calling for the implementation of my trinity of theories known as CIT, citizen integration theory, death row fusion theory, and the democratic fusion theory via the fourth dimension. To that trinity, L-O-V, love, love, love is also action, not just blah, blah, blah. Love is also action, not just blah, blah, blah. Love is also action, not just blah, blah, blah. I'm officially celebrating with this bath, and earlier I slow cooked on a budget. I'm grateful, thankful. I'm going to be celebrating with my anonymous sister later. Watching a movie, having some pizza. My anonymous sister watching a movie, having some pizza, watching a movie, having some pizza. And tomorrow I'm planning to go to the mountain, Mount Royal, go to the mountain, Mount Royal, go to the mountain, Mount Royal, and march to the mountain, sunset. Still the Sabbath tomorrow morning until tomorrow about 3 p.m. The Sabbath, of course, from Friday midnight in Hawk Island time, EST, North America, EST time, Eastern Standard Time at midnight from Hawk Island, Montreal, and until Sunday 3 p.m. or so. After 3 p.m. the Sabbath ends on Sundays. So it is the Sabbath of the Dancing Goddess in the Dragon Kingdom. I'm going to take a bath, relax, meditate, and enjoy a movie with my sister, whom if I make a million, I'm gonna give her half after first paying my $10,000 debt to the RBC, giving back the government $2,200 that they're asking me back, and give her half because she's a great artist as well and has been with me in tough times, difficult times. Been to depression, been suicidal, conquered depression. I'm no longer suicidal. I want to live, love, and everything that I learn, and I'm learning every day, and calling for the implementation of my trinity of theories as I am. Carpe diem it every day, carpe diem every day, carpe diem every day. Triple vaccinated, open for business. Please increase in hygiene in public. Wash your hands with soap and water, hand sanitizer, disinfect. When you go outside of your own room, office, and temple, or your own room, or your own private domain, as I am in my private domain, of course, then when we step outside, we have added responsibilities and obligations and duties and dimensions to our private self, which are called the public. So we have a public-private partnership, and also Dragon Army, Dragon Zero for the Dragon Army is calling for a public-private partnership across the collective North American civilization to create the new two complementary cooperative and covenant institutions of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the Dragon Army, to be for security and service, and of course integrated with all existing public and private institutions and organizations. And of course the NFL, National Football League, of course NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB, and all other organizations at all levels, corporations, public and private institutions, public and private, Dragon Army with the International Integrated Dancing Goddess Army, the two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions that I'm calling their creation thereof by the implementation of my Trinity theory, CIT, citizen integration theory, death row fusion theory, and democratic fusion theory via the fourth dimension, LOVE. I am officially Dragon Zero. I am officially now Dragon Zero as of today, October 1st. I am officially Dragon Zero. Successfully completed 300 sessions of my workout training program, which I have created back in October 2019, and which I have designed, made, and created to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario. Paradoxically, as having been on a fitness journey and independent fitness captain up to that point in time, October 2019, I've also am on great super excellent geopolitical analyst and theorist, geopolitical analyst and theorist, in parallel to being artist, activist, and athlete, and world peace advocate. Paradoxically, I'm also geopolitical analyst and theorist, and great at it, and to dissect and analyze and speculate on complex multi-dimensional factors of geopolitical natures and regions and nation states and cultures and their histories and their interactions of the past conflicts and trade conflicts, or whether trade or military conflicts and wars that have fought, or civil wars, or internal XYZ factors of a civilizations, factors, and dimensions, and of course of a nation states of emerging power and regional trade agreements and pacts, and all these XYZ factors that geopolitical analysts and theorists analyze, such as myself back in 2019, have sounded the alarm back in 2019. I've already sounded the alarm back in 2019. I've already sounded the alarm, and I've said that we are on a path towards another international conflagration, or so created, made, and designed the general war integrated body training system that I'm calling the mass financing of my system from a via a public-private partnership with all institutions and organizations coast to coast Canada, from Hawkeye to Montreal, and of course binational, just like other institutions such as NORAD are binational, and of course the NHL, National Hockey League, and of course the NBA, National Basketball Association. Other institutional organizations are binational, and the Dragan Army to be binational and integrate with all existing public and private institutions and organizations to be for service and security, securing the three essential elements of civilization: food, housing, and transport. Food, housing, and transport. Food, housing, and transport for all, and after offering the fourth dimension to that trinity of that builds, maintains, and can upgrade civilization while we have secure for all citizens food. Food is holy, sacred, and divine. Please no food waste. Thank you, lovey kissy farmers. Thank you, lovey kissy farmers. Thank you, lovey kissy farmers. And of course, to implement my trinity of theories is my call across the collective North American civilization as North America, and of course beyond. I am a world peace advocate, but my policy is as a North American who was born twice in the USA in past lives, and I've served in the U.S. Army 156 years ago, 718 miles south of Hawk Island, and many past lives, many incarnations across the nations and ages. Yours truly, right here from Hawk Island, North American, Quebecer, who speaks and writes, of course, and is a philosopher not only in English but as well in French, as I'm a Quebecer as well. I love French. I speak poetry in French. I philosophize in French, and I also speak Spanish, as I've learned from the love of the language, and I speak languages of the collective North American civilization. And I'm calling for the implementation of my trinity of theories and the creation of the Dragan Army. I am officially Dragan Zero, have earned, merited, accomplished the turning of the A of my surname, Dragan, born, becoming Dragan, Dragan becoming Dragan, Dragan became Dragan, Dragan becoming Dragan. So Dragin, has, that A has turned into an O, because I've said initially to do 300 sessions of the workout which I've created, made, and designed, which is a simple, effective training exercise program designed, made, and created to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, of which the rules are simple, effective, and efficient. One is allocated 93 minutes to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hocks. A maximum of 13 reps per set are allowed, a minimum of 3 or anywhere between 7, whatever the number is. But once you start the countdown, there's no pause, no stop. You got to keep it in motion, and there's a minimum marching or jogging or walking or running fast pace, which is required in between sets of 31 seconds is the minimum required of marching or jogging or running or walking fast pace in between. Those are the four main rules, four main numbers: 93 minutes total allocation to do and complete 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hocks. Holy Sacred Divine Trinity of the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, which is also called the Dragan Army Workout, the 300 workout, which yours truly has created, made, and designed to go hand in hand with a World 3 scenario back in 2019 as a world peace advocate, paradoxically, but also in parallel to being an independent fitness captain and geopolitical analyst and theorist, have made, created, and designed the workout to go hand in hand for such an emergency scenario crisis, because I've sounded the alarm after my geopolitical analysis had come up with the conclusion that we are again on a path towards another international conflagration, and so created, made, and designed the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the Dragan Army Workout, designed, made, and created to go hand in hand with such an emergency scenario, such as a World War III scenario. It's ongoing now. It has, of course, it's ending, and of course, due to the fact that I've set up to do 300, and I will do more, do more, do more. I want to do more. I want to live. I'm no longer depressed and suicidal. I want to love and be loved. And offer me hugs, I'm never going to say no. Offer me bacon, I'm never going to say no. Offer me kisses, I'm never going to say no. Kisses, hugs, got, work out some brain and some muscle with that bacon I don't got, but I kiss the farmers. Get those pigs, kiss you, love you, hug you, big dragon hugs to the farmers, pig farmers, dairy farmers for the milk and the cheese that I got yesterday, a piece of cheese, block of cheese on special. Thank you, love you, kiss your hands all over. Farmers, you rock. Everybody gotta eat. Multi-millionaire artists, multi-millionaire athletes, y'all gotta eat. Playing tomorrow, NFL, puck, stick. Of course, the hockey season I started as a Habs fan, as a Habs here in Montreal. You can go crazy sometimes with But I gotta say that dancing is my favorite sport. Dancing is my favorite sport. Dancing is my favorite sport. After that, it's gridiron, North American football. I like ballet. I love ballet and gymnastics as well. Of course, I'm androgynous, pansexual, the world greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet, and of course, I also love hockey, and that. And I like to watch basketball, baseball not so much. Although baseball not so much. Anyways, my sports aside, as an independent fitness captain, created the workout training program, which is effective, simple, and efficient, and which requires no equipment, and of which I've completed more than 300 workout training program sessions since I've started. The first session was October 17, and I am auctioning the papers. I'm auctioning them. Make an auction 300 Canadian starting minimum for the papers that I've written by hand. All those papers I've written by hand in a binder that my anonymous sister has given me, a green and black binder. I wrote on black on it. I wrote some black on the green, but then I put some stickers some cool stickers which she has gifted me, and of course that binder has all those sheets, all those workouts starting from October 17, 2019 until 2 days ago, September 29th. And I've did other ones that I've not marked, and I've marched, days, and coming out with a new seed, the Adrian H. Dragan died during COVID, being reborn Adrian Hanna Dragan, and I have earned my turning that A of my surname into no. Dragan became Dragan became Dragan became Dragan. Pronunciation of the writing is only the A and the O is the difference, right? Dragon is still pronounced the same way, Dragon and Dragon. Learn to turn that A into a no right here from Hawk Island. Perform 300 sessions of the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the Dragon Army workout. Designed, made, and created to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, which in a paradoxical, providential way has resembled the COVID-19 and the health and financial crisis. My trinity of theories surrounding COVID-19, health and financial crisis is and has been and will be this. First and foremost, brothers and sisters, do not know what caused COVID. I had it 3 times, but the beginning was the worst. Ended January 2020, right at the beginning, until about mid-February 2020. I was very sick and disease. It was like death, pestilence, and disease. And second time was 2021, about I think around June. And then last a few weeks ago, I think it's almost 7 weeks. I've been isolated in 11 days. It was during the summer, July. I had it the third time. It was milder every time. So the first time was the more deadly. The second time was a bit milder, and then even milder the third time. So it decreased in the illness, the sickness, the disease decreased. And of course, I've died during COVID, being reborn. Nothing that I want to go back to pre-COVID for. I'm calling for to move us forward in the collective North American civilization towards a post-COVID economic, political, financial, philosophical, artistic, social, economic, commercial system of pleasure and purpose, and for pleasure and purpose to move towards a post-COVID economic, social, financial, physical, philosophical, commercial, and social and even spiritual system for pleasure and purpose to move towards a post-COVID economic, social, financial, political, commercial, spiritual, and philosophical system for pleasure and purpose, as the body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. And I wish I could afford a massage therapy session. I cannot. I'm broke, I admit, but my work is gold and my art is diamonds and my philosophies are gems. And I'm $10,000 in debt to the RBC. First and foremost, if I make and get a donation and my auction goes well this coming week, auction goes well this coming week, I am and I pay first and foremost my debt to the RBC, which is 10,000, of which I pay more interest than I ever paid ever since I have it, due to the Bank of Canada and other banks being increasing their lending rate, and calling for the implementation of my policy, my theory to be implemented, the DRT, debt refusion theory, best at this point in time for the collective North American civilization, for Commonwealth, coast to coast. The DRT, debt refusion theory, basically is taking all private and public debt. My private is 10,000. If X represents the private debt of private citizens, and whatever the private debt of Canadian citizens with the public debt, to be public-private debt of Canada, US, Mexico, beyond NATO, and Israel, and all others who willing to join, to peg it to the US dollar and create the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit by biometrics, the I, the voice, and the I being unique biometric identifiers, a public-private partnership with new financial institutions, with corporations, my astrological bro Bill Gates, my astrological bro Bill Gates, my astrological bro Bill Gates, and Elon Musk. In a parallel life, I'm also a scientist, and I design satellites, supercomputers, ICBM rockets, and software. And although connected with that parallel self, during COVID gives me headaches from the millions of pages that makes me read, and he gets sore, muscle sore from the workouts that I give him. But we're during COVID, we have connected more and more and more, and I'm becoming better with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge of science, innovation, and technology, and satellites, supercomputers, ICBM rockets. While he gets fitter, more muscular, although he's not able to do it in the rules, and I'm not yet able to fully understand. But we're a day, second at a time, second day at a time. It's a carpe diem. So private-public partnership to implement my Trinity of theories, the debt refusion theory to create the two complementary covenant into corporate institutions, international citizen integrated social security and service force, aka the Dragan army, with the International Integrated Dance League, aka the Dancing Goddess Army, aka the International Integrated Dance League, to be an integrated dancing, all ages, all genders, all sexual orientations, inclusive dance league, to organize dancing events, and to be for pleasure and purpose, for environmental education and action, to improve our private citizens, better composting, better recycling, better garbage, and to, of course, clean the environment, the oceans, and for pleasure and purpose, pleasure, because we love to dance, I love to dance, we love to dance, and of course, for the Dragan Army to be for service and security and service integrated with all existing public and private institutions, to all secure food, housing, and transport, first and foremost by a public-private partnership, and the creation of the UI by biometrics, the hand and the voice, and their unique biometric identifier. So the creation of the UI stands for Universal Exchange Unit, because that's what money basically is, by creating this new financial institutions and sort of international global world central bank to issue this new currency called the UI, by implementing my DRT, debt refusion theory, and taking all the current debt, private and public debt of Canada, private and public debt of USA, public and private debt of Mexico, and of course the islands, since I do include the islands of the collective North American civilization, and for that matter beyond, transatlantic, say NATO, plus Israel, and convert all the debt, because Israeli shekels and Canadian dollars and Mexican pesos and euros and pounds are not the same as the US dollar, and do the foreign exchange conversion, and of course implement my trinity of theories. I'm just going to put some more hot water, and we're going to check what is the conversion today. What is the conversion today? 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 Because the debt refusion theory will have to convert all to the US dollar, to create the UI, the Universal Exchange Unit, and we'll have to take all the private and the public debt. So we'll check Canadian dollar to US now. Why? Wow, it's been going down these past 2 weeks considerably. It went from $1 Canadian was about 22 days ago, 3 weeks ago. It was $1 Canadian for equivalent of 77 cents US. Now it's $1 Canadian is only 72 cents US. So it went down by 5 cents, which is more than 7% depreciation. The Canadian dollar is said to be depreciated versus the US dollar. That's basically what it is. The Canadian dollar depreciated versus the US dollar. And what if we do the vice versa? If we do the vice versa, so 1 US dollar is the equivalent. Of course, it went up in the past weeks. 1 US dollar is now the equivalent of $1.38 Canadian dollars. 1 US dollar is equivalent to the $1 US, which I have $1. I'm broke, but my workers go. $1 is the equivalent of $1.38 Canadian. So vice versa, $1 Canadian is the equivalent of 0.72 US dollars. So 72 US cents, $1 Canadian. So taking all the debt, private and public, my debt is in Canadian dollars, $10,000 I owe to the RBC, Royal Bank of Canada. The government of Quebec, I already paid them $111 this week, so it's less than 2,200 now. So if I do the math quickly, that means 2,200, which they claim that I owed them. It was 2,200 minus 111. That's 2,089, right? 2,089, right? 2,089. If I do by the head the math, yeah. So let's say that debt, my debt, $10,000 converted to US. So we convert my debt, your debt, our debt of Canada, coast to coast, public and private. The municipalities, the whole Canadian debt, and the debt we convert it to US dollars. And the Mexican peso, let's see the Mexican peso. Because that's the debt refusion theory. So take the peso. 1 Mexican peso is the equivalent of 5 US cents, exactly, as of today. 1 Mexican peso, peso de México, mi hermanos y hermanas de México, mucho amor y calor, salud. In Mexican peso is 5 cents US, 5 cents US. Mi hermanos y hermanas de México, amor y calor y mucho salud. Mi hermanos y hermanas de México, mucho calor, salud y amor. 1 Mexican peso is the equivalent of 5 cents US, and vice versa. $1 is the equivalent of 20.16 Mexican peso. And about 22 days ago, it was $1 it was 19.99, so it's going up. The US dollar is appreciating versus other currencies. The US dollar is becoming more valuable in the exchange forex, so it's gaining strength. They're valued more than other currency. What's called appreciation versus depreciation. So the US dollar is said to appreciate versus the Canadian dollar, while the Canadian dollar depreciates. So those terms are used interchangeably. Appreciation, depreciation, depreciation, appreciation, and vice versa. It fluctuates. Appreciation, depreciation. So let's see the euro to US now. So it has been steady this week, although it was 1-for-1, and the euro was for many years stronger than the US by a few cents. But now €1 is less. It was 22 days ago, it was parity. 3 weeks ago, it was 1-for-1. 3 weeks ago, it was €1 was the equivalent of $1. It was at parity for like a few days, for a whole week maybe. €1 was $1. So now it's €1 equals 98 cents US. €1 equals 98 cents US today. €1 equals 98 cents today. So that means that if €1 is 100 euro cents and $1 is 100 cents, that means that it's 98 cents. That's 2 cents difference in that change. But that 2 cents means 2%, right? Because it's 1-for-1, 100%. 1 unit is 100%. So that's 2% depreciation. The euro depreciated by 2% in the past 2 to 3 weeks versus the US dollar, while the US dollar appreciated 2% versus the euro. So vice versa, $1 is the equivalent of €1 and 2 cents. $1 is the equivalent of €1 and 2 cents. $1 is the equivalent of €1 and 2 cents. So I have to make this, if we do North American collective, but I'm calling from not just the North American collective civilization, but NATO, and of course NATO utilizes euros. Some have dual currencies, right? They have their local currency and they have their let's see which one still has which euro member still has their old currency. has all the currency. Which, because now it's the euro. They adopted the euro, right? The euro came into existence on 1st of January 1999, although it had been a goal of the European Union and its predecessor since the 1960s. Well, this to it dates ancient Egypt, right? Their currency with the story of the Bible, the common currency of ancient Egypt, the common currency of ancient Egypt with the story of the Bible. There, the story of the Bible. They adopted a common currency during the crisis, right? They adopted. They created a new banking system, a new financial system, a new commercial system, and a new economic system during the crisis, and basic in a parallel way, of course, with a modern way, my very modern, very different philosophy of myself. Also, I'm also a universal spiritual teaching student. I am as well a universal spiritual teaching student. I'm as well a universal spiritual teaching student because I'm also learning, but I'm a teacher as well, but I'm also learning. Kids are teaching me the most, have taught me the most. So some countries have two currencies, euro, right? But anyways, the euro, that's what it is, the euro. Oh, there we have something. Eurozone. The Eurozone, officially called the Euro area, is a group of 19 member states of the European Union that have fully implemented the economic and monetary union of the European Union and have thus adopted the euro as their primary currency and sole currency. But which one has not? As their sole legal tender, 19. So 19. Germany has got rid of the mark, Deutsche Mark. France has got rid of the France. Spain, what did Spain have? Not sure. Slovakia, Austria, Italy is a lira, right? Italy was the lira, right? Italy was the lira, so Italy has got rid. Greece, but some other EU members have not. So the eurozone consists Austria, Belgium, who got rid of. So the only currency is the euro, but there's also some who have still their old currencies, right? They have their old currencies, like them. They kept, so they're using both. Basically, they're using both now. They're using both currencies. They're using both currencies. So 590 ERM2, ERM Euro European Exchange Rate Mechanism, to by European Community. So that's basically what backs the euro, right? So the countries that have also kept their old currency but obliged to join the eurozone or on meeting convergence criteria. So I believe it says Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, Romania, and Sweden. Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, Romania, and Sweden might still use also their old currencies. Right. So now let's say that we did the euro, let's do Israeli shekels. Israeli new new Israeli shekel, the new Israeli shekel, the new Israeli shekel. So one new Israeli shekel is the equivalent of 28 cents US. One NIS, new Israeli shekel, is the equivalent of 28 cents US. One new Israeli shekel from Israel is the equivalent of 28 cents US, and vice versa. One US dollar is the equivalent of 3.57 new Israeli shekels. One US dollar is the equivalent of 3.57 new Israeli shekels. We're going to see if it's going to go. So right now, today, one US dollar is the equivalent of 3.57 new Israeli shekels. Will it go this week to 3.58? Will it go this week to 3.58? Will it go this week to 3.58? Could be this week, if not next week, if not. Maybe the Israeli shekel in the coming days will appreciate. Maybe it will depreciate. Maybe it will depreciate. Maybe it will appreciate. It could be vice versa. It could be that the US dollar will appreciate versus the New Zealand shekel, or the New Zealand shekel will depreciate versus the US dollar. If it depreciate, it will go to one US dollar to 3.58. If it will appreciate, it will go to 3.56. So whatever, if the 7 changes into an 8 or into a 6, if it changes into an 8, that means that the new Israeli shekel will depreciate versus the US dollar, and the US dollar will appreciate versus the new Israeli shekel, and vice versa. If it goes, that 7 turns into a 6, that means that the US dollar will depreciate versus the new Israeli shekel, while the new Israeli shekel will appreciate versus the US dollar. So that is the fundamentals, basic generals of foreign exchange. So the debt refusion theory, because it's important, the debt refusion theory, my theory calling for the implementation thereof to be implemented, to take all the public and the private debt, all the public and the private debt, all the public and the private debt. So my debt, $10,000, if I'm X, you're X1, 1X2, whatever the number is, and refusing it, whatever the number is in US dollars. Keep in mind, in US dollars. So taking all the debt of Israel and the Israelis, all the debt of the Eurozone members, NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization member states, Canada, Mexico, US, and the islands. And my brothers and sisters, I include paradoxically in the collective North American civilization, Cuba. Paradoxically, I include in the collective North American civilization, Cuba. Paradoxically, I include in the collective North American civilization, mi hermanos y hermanas de Cuba. I'm a pro-labor universal revolutionary centrist. I'm a pro-labor universal revolutionary centrist. I'm a pro-labor universal revolutionary centrist, a philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and theorist, independent athlete, and the people's athlete, artist and activist, AAA plus other those dimensions, a philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and theorist, a theory, my theories, I'm calling the implementation, the DRT, the debt refusion theory, taking all public and private debt and refusing it to create the new financial transnational institution, the National Global Central Bank, the new financial global system, to issue a new currency, a new money, called the UE. The UE stands for Universal Exchange Unit, because fundamentally, in essence, what is money? What is money? Money ain't got now. I pay my rent, I pay my electricity bill, but got trillions of kisses, got trillions of kisses, can make all my willingly loving allies and armies kiss trillionaires. Pledge your allegiance, legions, pledge your allegiance, legions, pledge your allegiance, legions. Can make all my willingly loving allies and armies kiss me in there. So, and some brains and some muscle with that, and some brains and some muscle with that, and some brains and some muscle with that. So, calling for the implementation of the UE, the debt refusion theory, that is, the DRT, to create the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit, preferably by biometrics, the hand, the voice, and the eye being unique biometric identifiers, with a public-private partnership, all institutions and organizations, governments, corporations, government, public and private partnership of the Dancing Goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, which is the umbrella term to signify my work as a philosopher, artist, activist, theorist, and world peace advocate, and of course everything that I do in my philosophical, artistic, poetic work, and spiritual work in many ways, social, and as an artist, activist, athlete, geopolitical analyst and theorist, student, scholar of wars, geopolitics, civilization, and philosopher, and implementation of the UE Universal Exchange Unit by the DRT, implementation of my theory known as the DRT, debt refusion theory, in order to create the UE by this public-private partnership, and to create a Dragan Army, officially the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the the Dragan army to be for security and service, security, food, housing, and transport. And after that, Trinity is secured. Holy, sacred, and divine Trinity of civilization. Food, everybody got to eat. Housing, of course, we got storms, got to be protected. Housing, and to do things, to work in the house, to do X, Y, Z, to rest, to do X. And transport, public transport, air, sea, land, air, sea, land, air, sea, land. And fourth dimension to that Trinity. Afterwards, after food and housing and transport is secured, across the collective North American civilization first, then beyond NATO, 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 and my project Genesis 33 protocol for Israel to join, Israel to join, Israel to join the protocol Genesis 33, and of course to implement that trinity of theories. CIT, citizen integration theory, debt fusion theory, democratic fusion theory, DRT, and debt fusion theory. Trinity of theories, known as CIT, citizen integration theory, debt fusion theory, and democratic fusion theory. The debt fusion theory, CIT, citizen integration theory, and democratic fusion theory. To be implemented via the third or fourth dimension LOV, to be implemented via the fourth dimension LOV, CIT, citizen integration theory, debt fusion theory, and democratic fusion theory. The trinity of theories to be integrated via the fourth dimension LOV. My trinity of theories, known as CIT, citizen integration theory, debt fusion theory, and democratic fusion theory, to be implemented via the fourth dimension trinity. Alright, my live video is starting now. Special 300 celebration, Sabbath cooking on a budget, marking my fitness workout accomplishment. Dragan. Special 300 celebration, Sabbath cooking on a budget, marking. I'm gonna give myself a like since nobody's watching. Nobody give me a like, and I keep on working, exercising because my rent's paid. I actually bill and pay, got food. Special 300 celebration, Sabbath cooking on a budget, marking my fitness workout accomplishment. Dragan. Genesis 33. Going for the implementation of my trinity of theories, CIT, citizen integration theory, debt fusion theory, and the democratic fusion theory via love, LOV. Love is also action, not just blah blah. So it is not Dragon celebrating today, calling out the aforementioned transcripts, all my willing, loving allies and armies. Type, and knock on doors, set up for websites for fundraising, for events, speaking events, dancing events, workout events, calling for willing, living volunteers to support volunteering in XYZ, all participation across all public and private goal, trying to transcript write the aforementioned and put them on your university campuses, putting them on your university campuses, on the streets, in the rap songs, in the pop songs, east, west, north, south, from Hawk Island, Montreal, throughout the collective North American civilization, Canada, US, and beyond. And yours truly, Dancing Goddess and Dragan Kingdom, Adrian Hana Dragons, Dancing Goddess and Dragan Kingdom. I'm celebrating now mine with this bath, holy second and divine bath. Please increase in hygiene in public. Please increase in hygiene in public. Please increase in hygiene in public. And yours truly, we're gonna rock and roll. Gonna relax. Gonna watch some news. Relax for an hour, and then I'm gonna get some feast tonight. Modest on a budget feast. Because I cooked. Slow cooking now as I'm speaking. And of course, I'm gonna watch a movie with my anonymous sister. If I make a me, I'm gonna give her half, since I have to pay my debt first and foremost. And of course, if we implement my debt fusion theory, DRT theory, if we implement it ASAP, starting this week, hopefully ASAP. Well, of course, other situations changes ongoing every day, carpe diem. But of course, we take it carpe diem. But if I do make a million, I'm gonna give my anonymous sister half because she's been with still in difficult times, tough times, on the ground, and to depression, as well suicidal to depression, suicidal depression, suicidal, and also has been a sister friend during my completion of these 300, during my completion of these 300, during the completion of these 300 sessions also. So good times, bad times now, as I'm conquered depression, as I'm healing, 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 and now I'm officially Dragan, Dragon, can claim title. And of course, everybody got to do the workout if they want to be a dragon. That applies to all. That applies to all. You can be a supporter, volunteer, join, but a dragon has to do the general one to total body training system, and then you're a potential if you're able to do one within the rules. I've mentioned 93 minutes to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hawks, and 13 maximum reps per set, 3 minimum anywhere between. A minimum of 31 seconds of marching or jogging or running or walking fast pace is required in between those aforementioned 13 max reps per set, 3 minimum. 93 minutes is the total allocated time in order to do it, and of course you can do it within those rules. You can rock and roll, and when you reach 300, the next Dragon 1 is when you reach 300. Next Dragon 1 will be. Until then, you're a potential and can be a member of the Dragon Army. A volunteer, can be otherwise volunteer, supporter, cheerleader, XYZ, lover, 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 but be a member of the Dragon Army, you gotta be able to do my workout within the rules, which are 93 minutes to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hawks, maximum 13 reps per set, 3 minimum, anywhere between 7, 6, 5, and 10, whatever the number is. And 31 seconds is required of marching or jogging or running fast, spacing between those aforementioned sets. So if you can do it, video, record, post, hey, I'm doing a workout, I'm capable of doing a workout, and I've done it, and of course, if you can't do it, you're eligible to join Dragon Zero's Dragon Army, Dragon Zero's Dragon Army, Dragon Zero's Dragon Army. And when you reach 300 sessions, then you're officially the next dragon number in line, whatever Dragon 1, Dragon 2, Dragon, so on and so forth. From now until whenever, from now until whenever, from now until whenever. Dragon Zero, Dragon Zero, I'm gonna watch some news here, because Nice. What's this?
Just as cruel and just is much more That's law enforcement activity.
See the translation. Know a little bit of Russian, but there's the translation for this. Well, this one has translations. This one has translations. Pardon more motorization.
So major developments we want to tell you. Do you know the answer? Is one of 9 people left in our plot. Territory of Discretion. Necessarily, yeah. Ready to encircle him.
So how did you feel there? Blessings in life. Don't say that. All of this is always whatever everyone wants to do is what made you enough rabbis and advice to go on a journey. If I am this one, that's rather very one. And it's a prayer.